Hello, welcome back. And today, after my last video, if you guys watched it, we're going to be playing the New Year's bots again. So I'm just going to get straight into that and do the play bots. So the last time we played Martin New Year's bot, and that was quite a good game. And yeah, let's hope today's game against New Year's Janjay will be even better. And yeah, there's not much to tell, and let's get underway. Okay, so yeah, as I've done in I did in my last video, we're going to do D4, sort of like the Italian game. And okay, so she plays E6. Well, doesn't really worry me, so we'll play C3. On a good start so far. Okay, so she plays D6. I'm thinking about the cow opening. For those of those who, for those of you who don't know the cow opening, it's where you go E6, D6, then knight E7, and then the other knight to D7, and then the knight goes to B6, and then the other knight goes to G6, and then the bishop comes to D7, and then the other bishop comes to E7. But you can always look it up and see it there. So yeah, so we're gonna play. I'm gonna play F4. Yeah, I'm playing F4. Let's see what she does now. Okay, so she plays Queen to F6. So I'm just gonna protect this pawn. No, this bishop and pawn. With pawn to E3. Now she plays G6. So nothing really worry about that. So I'm gonna do G3 knight, getting a bit more just in case she plays pawn to E5, just in case. Now she plays H6. I'm wondering about G5, pawn down to G5. I'm I'm just gonna let that sit. No, I'm not. I'm gonna play H4, so she can't play down there. Okay, now she plays D7, so I'm gonna play Bishop to D3. Look, the position looks very good so far, and she gives away the queen. So, as I said, it looked like a good position, but now it just looks like it's already game over. I'm gonna take that queen with my pawn, and now she plays Rook H7. Honestly, I don't see any bad thing. I don't see any danger in that move. I'm just gonna castle kingside. Okay, so yeah, she strikes with her pawn in the middle, playing f5. Well, like in the middle of the board, like in the middle of that bit of the board, not like in that very middle bit of the actual board, just like in the middle bit. Let's play Rook E1, just giving it more space and more chances to move around, and yeah. So she plays f6, knight f6, right here. And I'm wondering what I should do. I'm gonna play pawn to d6 because she can't take with the pawn because she can't do it because it's a check because the rook. So yeah, I'm gonna take that pawn on e6 with my pawn. And I should have actually done check, guys. I should have done check, but it's too late now, so that's it. But it's still okay. Like we're not losing or anything because of that move. So that's what's good. So now I'm gonna play pawn e7. Pawn e7 looks right. Nothing really she can do, and it gives the bishop out. It can't attack. Okay, so she plays. Sorry, she plays king f7. So I'm gonna play queen e2, trying to promote because the knight will be protected, but with the queen as well, it means I'll be able to Okay, yeah. So now she plays d7, now protecting that square from the pawn to promote. So that is a bit annoying, but it's not the big worry of this game. So I'm thinking about. I'm gonna do pawn a3. No particular reason, but it's just I think maybe a better move, maybe not. Okay, so now she plays knight to d5, attacking this pawn and some nasty threats. So I'm going to take that knight, and she'll take back with her knight, and now attacking this pawn. So it's not too good, but I'm going to play bishop to c4. Now she can't move the knight at all now, so that means it's because it's checked. So and she's played now g5. So now I just can collect this knight, and it's check, and it's still my move. So that is good for me. And then she plays e8. I'm going to take this pawn, attacking this rook right here. But it does mean I'm going to lose this b2 pawn right here because she'll play. Oh no, she gives away the rook, and so I'll take that rook on a8. Okay, so our next move is taking the rook, the b2 pawn. Doesn't really concern me at all, but it could. It could concern me, but yeah, we'll just play rook b2 and thinking of a nasty threat for check all the way down here, and then getting that rook. So it's quite a nasty threat, and she's given away the bishop. But she plays a6, but I'm going to take the bishop on b2. Okay, so now she plays bishop c8. Now I'm going to take this pawn finally on g5, which she put her pawn on g5 quite a bit ago actually, right there at that moment. But yeah, now I'm gonna take with knight, and so she plays bishop to b7, but I'm just gonna take with that rook now. Okay, now she plays c5, pawn c5. Well, I'm going to get a check. And now it's looking very dangerous because I might even be getting a checkmate here. So I'm going to promote with check with the queen on e8. Now she takes the rook on she takes the rook on e8. So now I'm going to take her rook on e8 with my queen. And it's protected by the rook, so she can't take it. So now she plays c7 with a king. So I'm going to deliver checkmate on c8. And that is game over. So, few mistakes probably in that game from me and her. But in the end, I thought I played quite good. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game. And I'm going to be playing one more. Because if you watched the last video, I'm very sorry. I was supposed to play 3 games. But of how long it took, I could only do 2 games. 1 game, sorry. And I was against Martin. But now we play Janjay, so now we're going to play New Year's Nelson. So here we go. Okay, as usual, I'm going to play d4. Alright, Nelson plays e6. So now I'm actually going to play f4 instead of playing knight c3. Okie dokie. So he plays h4, queen h4, as you can see right here. So I'm just going to play pawn to e3, protecting that bishop that he was attacking. All right, now he goes with check. So I'm with the bishop on b4. Now I'm going to play pawn to c3, now defending. And yeah, now he plays back. So sorry, very sorry about that. He plays bishop d6, attacking that bishop, But I'm going to play knight f3, attacking this queen, and it gets the piece out. It really gives me an extra move. So I'm going to take that. So he plays queen to d8, and then I take that bishop on d6, and then he takes a pawn on d6. So my next move, I'm going to play bishop d3, because if I play bishop c4, he's just only going to bring that pawn down to d5, which is going to attack that bishop, and I'm just going to have to play back there. So it's just a waste of moves. So he plays b6, attacking this pawn and trying to trap in that rook. But I'm going to play pawn to b3. Okay, now he plays h6 over here with pawn. And I'm just going to castle kingside because it doesn't look like a big threat to me. Okay, so now he attacks the pawn on c3, which means I can't really move my knight. But now I can, and now I could after this by playing queen d2, now protecting this pawn. But now I can, I don't have to move that rook knight anymore. But he plays knight to c6. I don't see a big threat here. I mean, maybe he's thinking about pawn e5. Maybe that might be his idea. But I'm going to play rook to e1, just giving it a bit more space and maybe a big long line. Okay, so he plays b6. So I'm just going to play a e4, pawn e4. Okay, so he plays knight to e7. So I'm just going to play pawn e5 because there's a rook protecting that pawn and a knight protecting that pawn. Now he plays knight to d5. Maybe ideas of maybe trying to get another piece on here and trying to win that pawn, but it's just a pawn, so I don't really understand why he's trying to go for it. But I'm going to attack that knight by playing pawn to c4. Now he attacks the knight. So now he plays to his original position before, which was e7. So now I'm going to take this pawn on d6, and I'm guessing queen will take on d6. Yes, it will. So at the moment, it looks like a draw, I'm going to say. Now, he's attacking this pawn, but the knight does protect, but he might be thinking of things like maybe knight to f5, maybe, and trying to get the bishop off the board or something like that. But I'm just going to play bishop to e4. Now, it attacks this rook here, but he already goes with b8, rook b8. So, I'm going to play knight c3, now protecting this bishop and maybe attacking the queen, maybe. Okie dokie. So now he attacks my bishop by playing f5. So I'm going to play knight to b5. Now it attacks the queen. So that's the big idea. Now he plays queen to c6, which now I can win with my bishop. That was on f4 and taken on c6. And now he plays pawn to. He takes the bishop with his pawn on c6. So now I'm going to. This is a very risky move, but I like to play risky sometimes. I'm going to take this pawn on a7. Now the rook, which I thought was going to come over, but I thought he would move the bishop and my knight would be trapped, but he didn't. So I'm going to take the bishop on c8. And I'm guessing he's going to take back with his rook or knight on c8. Yes, he does. So I'm going to bring my knight over to c1 so that I might bring my pawn to c5 and then his pawn takes c5 and I can take with my rook. Okay, so that plan doesn't originally work out, but I'm going to take his pawn. He plays b5 and I'm going to take it with my pawn. And he might take with his pawn, I'm guessing. No, he doesn't. Okay, so So he plays knight f6, and I'm going to play knight e5. And the reason why is now it adds more attacking onto this pawn. Okay, so now he plays knight f4, attacking my queen, which is very dangerous indeed. I'm going to play queen e3. I think that's a good move. Okay, now he's just going for the queen now. He plays knight to d5. So he is putting a lot of pressure on that queen. But I'm not too worried, but I am worried, of course. But I'm going to play queen d3. He probably might. Okay, so now he brings his knight back to knight f6. And I'm going to take the pawn on c6 with my rook. And he takes that with his rook, and now I'm going to on c6, and I'm going to take that rook with my knight. So, yeah, position looks quite good for me at the moment. And I'm going to play. So he plays knight e4, and I'm going to do pawn e3, attacking that knight, so he has to push back, which he doesn't do. He doesn't do that at all. But it doesn't worry me at all, guys. I'm going to play knight to b4, and if he takes, I can take his knight. And that's the plan. But he plays king f7, so I'm just going to take that knight on d5. And now he'll probably take with his c3 knight on d5. Which exactly he does. Now I'm going to play pawn to a4, and I'm going to try and push that pawn to end line. Okay, so Nelson plays pawn f4. So I'm going to play rook to c1. Maybe like sort of, maybe like rook. Okay, so no, not what I thought. He plays knight to b4. So I'm going to play queen c4. No, c4, yeah. And now he plays back to his normal position. And I'm going to play queen to c6. And I'm going to think about maybe putting my rook to e1. And the reason why I'm thinking about rook e1 is because it's now got a double on the king. But he does do it with the knight. He does it with the knight. But honestly, at the moment, I don't think he can win because I've got a queen and he has one. So I'm going to take the pawn on e6. Yeah, and he takes the rook. And now I'll take the knight on d5. Okay, so now the move is king to e7. So I'm just going to push these pawns up. So I'm going to play pawn a5. And this will get me another queen to get possibly a checkmate. So he checks me on e1, and I go to g2, f2, sorry. And now he plays rook a1, trying to attack this a5 pawn. But no matter, I'm going to do a check on b7 with the queen, and now I'm going to bring the pawn to a6, which I will now do. He plays e6, but I'm going to play a6. And now he delivers check. Now, a lot of people, be careful, but if you play the same move and they play the same move 3 times, it will be a draw by repetition. So letting you all know that. So he plays a2, so I'm going to play f1. He might go a1. No, he doesn't. So I'm going to do a7. And yeah, he goes back for check on a1, so I'm going to do f2. He does a2, and I'm going to do f1. He checks me on a1, so I'm going to play e2. Okay, so now I'm going to promote the pawn into a queen on e8. Okay, now he takes on a8, so I'll take with my queen. Okay, well, he plays g4, so I'm going to take that g4 pawn with my pawn on f3. Now he's going to take with his other pawn, which I fought. And now I'm going to promote my other pawn on b5, but now it's b6. Now he plays g3, which now I'm going to take with my pawn that was on h2. Now he takes with his other pawn that was on f4, but now he takes with g3. So I'm going to play just b7, and now I'm going to promote. Next move. Yeah, he just plays d5. It's not anything at all, and I'm going to play b8. And I'm not losing a pawn. Well, I am losing a pawn, but I'm not losing anything in material because I'm going to get his other pawn on g2 for g3. But he took that pawn on d4. I'm going to play queen to d8. Yeah. And now I'm going to just deliver checks. Now I'm going to go c7. And now he plays... Okay, well, I need to get rid of that pawn. That's what I need to get rid of. So I'm going to play pawn to b4. Hopefully he will take. Yeah, which he does. Now I'll get a queen check on b8. And now he'll have to play somewhere on the a file, which he does. He plays a4. And I will get a7 checkmate with my queen. And that is New Year's